7-day trial.
Currently in our area, 54 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies this evening will become overcast overnight. Low 50. Winds light and variable. Friday, cloudy. High 65. Winds northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday night, cloudy with periods of rain. Low 52. Chance of rain 80%. Rainfall near a half an inch. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to our ongoing coverage of Hurricane Ian. You are looking at Savannah, Georgia, where we are looking for a water level rise right now. Currently the forecast 4 to 6 feet of storm surge above normally dry ground. There's going to be very heavy rain as well. Winds are picking up here. The core of the storm is probably going to be moving into the northeast of Savannah, so we may be looking at an offshore flow for a lot of the day tomorrow. Going to be a really close call in Charleston, but it may be that the center of the storm comes in at such a position to bring a very serious storm surge flooding to Charleston. It's also possible that it's a little farther northeast, in which case we might see that more serious storm surge flooding also farther northeast, more towards Myrtle Beach. So there are a lot of different possibilities at this point, but what we do know is that some part of the South Carolina coastline is going to get hit by a very serious storm surge flooding, as well as heavy rain and strong wind. And as Ian heads for its second landfall in the continental U.S., we're getting a fresh look at the damage across southwest Florida.
Whoa! 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 Wow! Oh my gosh! Whoa.
And take a look at the strong winds coming through this mobile home community in Placida, and there were a lot of mobile home communities in southwest Florida. We are seeing more and more pictures of the damage, and very serious damage as a result of the winds that were well over 100 miles per hour. Many reports of wind gusts over 100 miles per hour, and most times modular housing is not much match for that level of wind. And of course, the storm surge, that was the huge issue in southwest Florida, and it continues to be a threat now into South Carolina. We do have a new update from the National Hurricane Center, and the wind's up just slightly here. Category 1 hurricane, and now an 80 mile per hour storm. It is moving north-northeast at 10 miles per hour and 185 miles south of South Carolina. So there's the forecast track, now calling for it to strengthen a little bit more to 85 miles per hour as it's approaching the coast. Also, that forecast track showing a little bit of a shift here. The model guidance has been moving a little bit to the right, and so the center line there is now more towards the northeast of Charleston. Now that could be helpful in Charleston, and we'll take a look at the winds here in just a second. There's the storm surge potential map indicating 4 to 7 feet of potential storm surge flooding, 3 to 5 feet to the north. We may have an update on that with the new advisory. We'll check on that in just a second. And you see the rain already now beginning to move into the coastline. And notice the winds. The winds are coming out of the northeast right now, so kind of running down and along the coast, gusting to nearly 60 miles per hour offshore, and now gusting to over 30 miles per hour in Beaufort. But what we're concerned about is this high tide tomorrow. Now, this particular model showing that center coming in just west of Charleston, but it may not happen like that. And in fact, the new forecast from the National Hurricane Center indicating the center being more in this position. So if you do that, then you shift all of these winds, and you see the strongest onshore push farther northeast, more towards Myrtle Beach, and you see an offshore push near Charleston. So, that certainly would be helpful for Charleston, would not be helpful for Myrtle Beach. Somebody is going to get hit by some serious storm surge as this storm comes in. Here's another depiction of the storm coming in here. And again, a big onshore push just north and east of where the center comes in. And that may be in the northern part of the South Carolina coastline. And also here, you see the onshore flow continuing up towards Cape Fear as well. That's probably going to go on for most of the day tomorrow, finally winding down by late tomorrow. So, Mike, a lot of different issues here that we're facing, and it's just been such a devastating storm already, and still in our hair at this point.
You hate to think there's more to go, right?
Yeah.
In another state now, and some of South Carolina's resources went to Florida to help the folks there, and now they may need theirs. But if you take a look at what Ian's done here in Florida, I mean, devastating wind effects too. We've talked a lot about the surge, but roofs ripped off of homes here. We've had some tornadoes that have touched down, so a lot of damage where homes are destroyed. You can see here the airplane kind of up on end. We believe it was actually being housed in there, but you can see how the roof is ripped off. And so we had significant wind damage here as well, Carl. But Category 4, you would anticipate that too.
Yeah, and you can see there's a lot of, we talked about this a second ago, there's a lot of modular housing, and that is generally no match for winds that are gusting up to 90, 100 miles per hour. So you see a lot of roof damage there. Unfortunately, it's going to be a very long, arduous process to clean all of that up.
We know the winds are probably not going to be that strong at the next landfall. Probably going to stay at Category 1. Nonetheless, strong storm surge and power outages are anticipated.
So I